Hey, I think I should be live. I don't know. I'll wait a little bit for people to trickle in. Hello, beautiful people. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. How's everyone doing? If you are just now catching the live, hello. And if you're watching the re-upload, hello, hello. I wanted to make a really quick live stream because I know people are sure watching football and there are a bunch of other things going on, and it's a little late in the evening for East Coasters. So just wanted to make a quick stream. I'm getting a lot of questions now in particular of people saying, hey, Captain, I've got some hesitancies around XYZ product. I've got some hesitancies around, whatever the case. We've all got hesitancies. The market is in a very unique state right now. It's been in a unique state the last couple of years, right? So, hey guys, hey Christopher, hey William, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate that. Please feel free to drop your questions below. Right now, for this particular stream, I'd like it to be more market related, specifically around Pokemon. We'll talk about all the meta zoos and everything for a later time, but I really wanted to talk about just kind of the card market in general and kind of what I think. So, one thing I want to say up front is I don't know. I don't know what the market's going to do, right? Nobody knows. I'm not a guru in that. I can't see the future. However, I do want to say one thing that I think people should do more of is be a market observer, right? So I would be focused on, okay, X happened. Okay, but why did that happen? Even if you disagree with whatever the outcome was. I don't think that this company should be doing good. I don't think that MetaZoo should be taking off. I don't think that this card should have done well. I think that this has poor fundamentals. Those are great things to have, and those can be great tools to utilize later as well. But one thing that I think is really important is to take a step back, to have some humility as well, and to say, okay, why did that work or why did that not work? I'm always playing that game, trying to figure out, okay, why is this happening? Why did the market reject this? Why did the market accept this? I mean, what's your opinion on the price spikes in relation to new Pokemon game releases, etc.? That's pretty much with anything. I guess you'll have to be a little bit more specific for me. I appreciate the question. But price spikes for new Pokemon game releases. So, like, are we talking video games, or are we talking like games as in like the trading card game? So I guess I'm not entirely sure. But if we want to talk about just like games in general, if they're spiking up in price, I haven't followed anything like that. So I really couldn't speak to any video games right now. But that doesn't surprise me. There's that one game with a promo card right now in Japan, and I could see that being hot right now. That's with anything new, though, right? That's in a semi-short supply. People are going to be stonking on that, perhaps. So that's with anything. I wouldn't expect something like that. If it's in the actual video game, I wouldn't expect that to be a good investment. That is not something I would at all be speccing in. Not a mass-produced video game. No, that is not my style. So hopefully I touched on what you were asking about. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about really quick, you guys are going to be seeing a ton of deals right now. I am seeing a ton of deals. We saw a bunch of Black Friday deals. Maybe there's still a bunch of Black Friday deals coming up for you guys as well. I wanted to talk about the really good deals and what I am personally doing. I am not purchasing any boxes over $100 a piece. That should be well known by some of the veterans in the community. However, I want to go deeper than that and say, I don't know. I haven't seen Evolving Skies booster boxes regularly under $90. I think I've seen close to that maybe. I think I saw like 95 shipped or something, which in my opinion is a great deal. Even if you get it for $100, $105. But it really depends. And we're talking about percentage increase. I really want to talk on that. And I want to talk about these PSA returns coming in too. And again, for those of you who are just hopping in right now, this is going to be kind of a shorter stream. But I really wanted to talk about percentage increase and how that can really change the game for you guys. So let's say right now I saw a bunch of boxes on TCG Player specifically. You can look on that if you'd like. They had Chilling Reign booster boxes going for like $88 ship. I think you had to buy it in a case, but okay, so you had to buy a case of Chilling Reign to get take advantage of that dollar amount there. So $88 a box shipped. Now, the higher the dollar amount is, of course, the better it needs to perform dollar-wise in order for you to see a huge percentage increase. Okay, well, what kind of percentage increase are we talking about? What should be the benchmark? That's up to you, whatever you want it to perform at for you. Now, another thing I want to note as well. Okay, these prices are tanking. Why are they tanking? All of these wackos that came into the industry at the beginning of the year and the year previous to that because of the pandemic and everything else that was going on in the world, a lot of those people have already left. That's been very clear in a lot of the numbers. We don't know how many people have left. We don't know how many people are taking a break right now. All of that. However, we can look at the numbers right now because we're having this wave of product hit us right now. There's a lot of opportunity, but I want you guys to be aware that, hey, this product might not move for months or even years. So be cognizant of that and be careful when you're parking your money into this. Don't expect to be making quick flips or even investments over a short period of time on this. I'm not expecting any of this product to move for potentially a really long time. Again, I'm just speculating here. Of course, things could spike tomorrow. But just for my 2 cents, for whatever that's worth for you guys, I am not expecting drastic movements right now. What's up, Coat? Hey, Kevin, thanks for tuning in. Guys, hope you're having a good evening. So, let's say that you get a box of Chilling Reign for $88 shipped. Everyone right now in the market is saying, hey, you can get all these cheap slabs on PWCC. You can grab them for like 20 bucks, and then later down the line, if you sell them for like 40 bucks, that's going to be awesome. You can double your money, and things are going to be fantastic. Yes, that can be a great opportunity right now, and it can definitely far surpass anything that you could even potentially get with a booster box. Those can be great plays, especially if you're really smart and you notice, hey, you know, this, I don't know, from wherever, Heart Gold Soul Silver card, whatever you want to pick out, this great Aquapolis card, I think it's undervalued because of the pop count, because of this, whatever it is. It doesn't matter what it is. If you get it for a great price, it all depends on what your buy-in price is and what you're going to sell it at the end of the day, right? And I think a lot of slabs right now in particular can be fantastic pickups. So, I'm really looking forward to this right now because it's such a great buying opportunity, and I think that we're going to see this opportunity for a while, right? We're seeing this wave of PSA cards hit us in the face right now, but we're not even close to being done with that. So I don't think it's I need to rush around and get everything that I can right now. It's definitely I'm purchasing right now kind of a moment, but I am not throwing all of my money out of the window right now, right? I don't feel like, for example, let's just say, I don't know, you've got $10,000 to work with. I'm not spending all of my $10,000 right now because all of the returns are coming back and all of this wave of that's not how I'm spending my money right now. Yes, of course, I would like to take advantage of dollar cost averaging because I am stupid when it comes to the market and there's no way knowing what's going to come up next. Could things spike tomorrow? Yeah, they absolutely could. Do I think that will happen? No, I don't think that will happen. But again, I don't know. So that's why I'm dollar cost averaging on that. I see your guys' questions. Hopefully I'll be able to get to that here very quick. Again, I just want to make a super duper quick thing. Fresh haircut, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It really means a lot. It really does because my wife cuts my hair. The first few times, for any guys watching, you know what it's like whenever you get a new haircut and it's just like kind of terrible, which the first few were. But I told my wife that too. It's like, hey, I'm expecting the first few haircuts to be really bad. It's okay. They were. But guess what? My hair grew back in like a month or two. Things were okay, right? I'm married. I'm not trying to look super fresh all the time, but she does a great job now. So thank you. I appreciate that. She does a very good job. Saves us some money too, so that's always good. More money on Pokemon, right? But thank you. I appreciate that. So anyway, back to the point of I think right now, sealed product can be great, in my opinion. It can do good. Let's move on past that. We've talked about that so much on this channel now, and I wanted to set building blocks for this channel. So I don't want you to think that I'm just a sealed product nut and that that's the only thing that I invest in. I think right now, and this is why I'm slowing down, I think right now could be one of the best opportunities to buy PSA slabs ever. And when I say ever, I mean since 2020 happened. Of course, if you could have bought those slabs for $5 3 years ago, you're probably not even watching this channel. You're probably on an island in Nicaragua or something. But yeah, does that make sense? Does that make sense? Because, again, percentage increases everything. If you buy a $20 slab right now and you're confident, hey man, I can sell this for $40 later, that's a 100% increase on your money. I don't care what it is that you're talking about, Bitcoin, NFTs, anything, to almost know that, that is such a huge advantage. I would be taking advantage of that. I would be doing that. And I'm not telling you guys specific cards because it depends what kind of cards you're looking at, what your budget is, and everything. I'm telling you right now, though, these lower dollar slabs, I wouldn't be sleeping on them since we've just got a wave smacking us in the face right now. I think it's such a great opportunity right now. Yes, we've got a ton of product coming in as well. These $88 booster boxes shipped. That's insanity. Now, do I think that you're going to be sitting on those booster boxes for maybe years? Yeah, I think so. So do I think that there are better opportunities than sealed boxes right now, even though that's what we've been talking a lot about? Yeah, I think there's a lot of better opportunities than sealed boxes right now. I don't think sealed boxes are a bad play by any means. And if you want to diversify your collectibles portfolio, absolutely. I think that could be a good mid to longer term play, but just be careful, right? Understand that might be dead money for, again, months or years. I don't know. Hey Vaughn, thanks for tuning in. Dad, I appreciate the comments. Pokenomics. Hey Jake, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. What in your opinion is the best product to invest in that has come out this year? So I don't like answering that only because, number one, I don't know. But I think that there have been several products that have come out. If we're just talking about products and not cards, real quick to touch on this, and then I'll go back to my point I was making before. I think there were several products that came out that were pretty cool, but I've got no data on them, right? Like the Build and Battle Stadium boxes, they're cool. They're new. I think there could be potential there, but I don't know. The Ultra Premium Collection Box for Celebrations, I think that's a cool product. Like, if you just take a step back from all the stonking and the immediate flippage potential, I just think it's a cool product. I thought that was really cool. The Marnie cartons, I thought those were cool as well. Do I think, like, if I just had to totally speculate here, do I think that those would be cool investments mid to long term? I think so, right? But I don't know. I really don't know. I've got a lot of data to go off of with booster boxes and nearly a decade for ETBs, so I'm definitely relying more so on those, if that makes sense. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Back to the point we were making before. If you guys buy those, like, again, 10, 15, 20, $30 slabs, my goodness, if you sell those for $50 a pop later down the line, I think that's a huge win. And I think we have that opportunity right now. And again, I'm not telling you to put all of your money in this immediately right now. But I think right now is a very interesting time, right? Because we've got everything right now in front of us. This wave of product, this wave of PSA slabs, this wane of interest. It's coming at a perfect time. Again, in my opinion. Be aware, again, because I know more and more people are popping in now, and if you're rewatching this, bear with us here. Watch it on 2x speed or something. But I think we're at a great spot. This is exactly this time right here, guys. This is exactly what we were begging for like 6-8 months ago. You guys remember in February when Shining Fates came out and we couldn't get our hands on anything at all? You remember that? Complaining and feeling like, man, I can't complete my collection. I just want to open something new. Yeah, we're in that moment right now when you're like, I can't wait till things die. And then I'm going to pick up everything and I'm going to be able to open up booster boxes just to enjoy it for myself. That's awesome. Guys, you won. You did. Stockage aside, you did it. You made it to the other side. So I'm really excited for the collectors specifically right now too. So it's a great time. It's been a long time coming for you. Anyway, that being said, what I wanted to say again was yes, I'm going to ignore the chat for a second. I apologize. Here's the point that I wanted to make. So if you're getting those booster boxes for, let's say 88 shipped, right? Those boxes, you're going to have to see them float to over $250 in the next while to see a 200% increase. That's fantastic. And do I realistically think Chilling Reign booster boxes, again, if you got it on TCG Play for 88 ship for a case, per box, that's what they came out to. Do I realistically think in the next 2 years we could see $250 on those boxes? No, I don't. Do I realistically think if you pick up a $10 card raw, do I think if you pick up a $20 slab, do I think it's realistic in the next couple of years that you could flip that for double? Yes, I do. Now again, it depends on whatever it is you're looking at, whatever the rarity of the card is, what's your buy-in price, all of these wonderful things, right? But again, I wanted to kind of ignore the noise because everyone's kind of freaking out right now, and I don't know why. I don't think you guys should be freaking out. I think you should be rejoicing right now. We've got so much opportunity in front of us right now, and it's so exciting. I'm so excited right now because everything's at dirt cheap prices. And again, I see more people coming in. I would be hesitant on sealed product because I know we talk about that a lot on this channel. And I know Rudy keeps slamming it down in your guys' face every single video. And I think it could be potentially a great opportunity later. But I think it could be a really long time before you see those returns. And I don't want to see you guys sitting on dead money if you don't have to. If I know, and again, I don't know anything, right? I'm speculating again. If I know that I can make money quicker elsewhere, why would I not do that? Why would I not take advantage of that? If Zach thinks, man, I'm thinking half a year at least before I see any movement on any boxes, yeah, maybe I want to start looking at some slabs. All these PSA slabs coming back right now. I'm seeing a lot of really cheap amazing rares. Just for example, I'm not saying to go out and buy a bunch of amazing rares, but I'm seeing so much opportunity. And again, if you guys see a bunch of Heart Gold Soul Silver cards that you like coming back right now, it could be a great opportunity for you. If you're like, hey man, I got this for $15, I think this is going to be $25 in the next couple months. I think I could flip it now even. I think that could be a great opportunity. And when you sell a $20 card for $60, you're looking at a 200% increase on your money. And I think we could see an opportunity to flip that quicker than we could sealed boxes right now. You would have to wait for an $88 Chilling Reign booster box to reach over $260 before you would see that 200% increase. I think it could be a long time coming. So be careful. There's a lot of opportunity, and if you don't mind sitting on that product, and again, I could be totally wrong, and 2 years from now, Chilling Reign could be $300 a box. Personally, I don't see that happening, but that absolutely could happen. So again, if you want to diversify, that could be a great thing. I'm just saying there's so much opportunity right now. So that being said, what's another thing I wanted to look at? When you're getting these cards back right now, I want to caution you before you send it off to grading. Here's a reason why. Well, number one, it might not come back at 10, right? That's one thing. Another thing as well would be you're making it much more difficult to see that percentage increase. So do the math yourself. Play the risk reward scenario in your brain. But this is something I want you to be aware of because most of the people I talk to, when I'm messaging them, I get I didn't think about it that way. So I just want to throw this out there. I haven't seen this talked about that much. If you buy a $3 card, okay, if you buy a $3 raw card, amazing rare, let's say. If you send that off to grading for whenever PSA makes it to $10 again, if it gets to $10 again or whatever the case, send it off to CGC. Okay, great. Let's say that I don't know, $3 card ends up being, what? After shipping, you send it in bulk and everything. That $3 card ends up really being $15 after grading, shipping, getting it back, all of that, right? So that $15 card then, let's see. What would be a realistic thing? I'm just going to throw out some numbers here. That $15 card going to $30, let's say. That's a 100% increase on your money. That's fantastic. What if you didn't send it into grading though, and that $3 card ended up being just $10 later, raw? That's a 230% increase on your money. So I'm going to repeat that again because I don't think people think about this way, like ever. So if you send a card off to grading and it's $3 that you got it first, but by the time after you send it off to grading and everything, it ends up being $30 when you sell it after you get it back. It costs you $15 to get that card, to acquire that graded card. That's a 100% increase on your money. Really good. But if that $3 card turns up being $10, that's over 230% increase on your money. Buy all of the $3 cards and just sit on them. You don't even need to grade them. They don't even need to be that great. You don't have to worry about the stress of getting it back. You don't have to worry about the time of locking it up, and then you can flip it whenever it makes sense if the market does something crazy in that amount of time. Now, I'm not saying that that's what you should do for everything, but I want you to have just that extra tool in the tool belt for you to consider. So I thought that was really cool. I don't see a lot of people talk about that specifically. So hopefully that brings someone value. Let's go ahead and roll through some questions here before I pop off. Again, really short stream tonight, guys. I'm not feeling the best, but I had some things on my mind. I just wanted to talk about the market real quick, just throw out my couple of points here. I think the Ultra Premium Collection from Celebrations is the best product to invest in this year. I don't think it's a bad product, for sure. I like it. Are we going to see major stonkage from it in the next couple of months here? I don't think so, but I do agree that I think it's a good product, for sure. I don't think you'll be upset that you had it half a decade to a decade from now. That's how I'll leave that. Been checking some things. Give me a second here. I want to read a good question. I think this year is a great time to buy products. I totally agree with that. Like right now, I think we're literally on the cusp of one of the absolute best times to purchase product in the next however long. In the last year and a half, 2 years, I think we're at the absolute best time for opportunity. I don't care what it is that you like. If you like sealed product and you don't mind sitting on it for a while, in my opinion, I believe that it'll appreciate just like it has in years past. You might be looking at a very long time. Personally, I'm looking at a lot of PSA returns that are coming in right now. I think that's where some of the best opportunity lies. I think that PWCC split right now, there's a ton of opportunity there because people aren't aware. People aren't paying attention. And that's where people make money, when people aren't paying attention. So it takes a little bit more work on your end. You might not like the interface. You might not be familiar with it, but you can't afford not to. That's my opinion on that. Some things are still way too high, though, like Evolutions. I agree with that. I think Evolutions is still overpriced, but the market will tell us. But yeah, I think when we get a ton more PSA product back returns, yeah, I think that's going to be reflected in the prices at some point. Are you still bearish on staff build and battle promos? Thinking of picking up some PSA 10 since I really like the art. I think now's a better time than it was previously. I just didn't see an opportunity before. Again, it's about what is that entry point for you, right? Look at the pop reports. Look at the graphs. Look at... shoot, I'm blanking here. Let me pull it up. Look at Pokemon price. Look at it, see what it's done. See where it's at currently. And just ask yourself, if it's $1,000 promo card, is that your absolute best point to put $1,000, right? Would I rather have $1,000 worth of Amazing Rares? Would I rather have $1,000 worth of some weird reverse holo from an older set? I don't know, right? Does that make sense? So, yeah, I'm not as bearish as I was, to answer your question up front. I kind of go into most product with the idea of having to wait 6+ months to see any action. I think looking for quick returns usually tends to backfire. Yeah, absolutely. If you're trying to do this, I think most people understand this, but if you're kind of newer-ish into the game, if you're trying to do this for a quick buck, Yeah, that can absolutely bite you. Rarely do I do things for a quick buck unless, like, yeah, we know a new hot set is coming out, what we've historically seen. Prices are insanity. Yeah, absolutely. I would agree with that. Full art Vs are currently so slept on, to be honest. I think that there's a lot of good full art right now for great prices. I'll leave it at that. I agree with you, Coat. Good talk point. Long term is the way to go, especially with sealed products. They'll appreciate in value with time. I agree with that sentiment. And again, if you're comfortable with that money being dead money for you for potentially years, yeah, it could be a great addition to your portfolio. Again, I think these PSA slabs coming back right now are a can't miss opportunity. Again, it depends on the card, it depends on the set, it depends on the pop count. Look at those things. If you guys want more specific answers, Pokenomics, he just popped in here earlier. I think Jake is the single best mind for specific, hyper specific Pokemon investing. Like if you're looking at a card, I would talk to that guy. Like he's straight up one of the best minds in Pokemon. I think he's awesome. He's got a Patreon too. I think it's worth it. No, I'm not getting sponsored to talk about him. So that's enough of him, am I right? I also have Patreon. I think it's pretty cool. Uh, let's see here. It's going to be a heck of a ride. Yes, it is. Uninspiring, very lackluster art with a boring recycled tie-dye background. Oh, probably talking about amazing rares. Oh, you said I bore full art Vs. Yeah, I mean, that's subjective. That's another thing I'd like to say. To be the best investor that you can be, I would definitely suggest taking yourself out of the equation as much as you can. And it's super hard, right? It's like really hard to say like, oh, well, I'm smarter than this YouTuber. I'm smarter than this guy because I've gotten this. It's super easy to look back and see what worked before and justify why you've got such a big brain, right? What have you invested in this year? Goodness, that's a loaded question. A lot. Cryptocurrency NFTs right now are really interesting. I think that there could potentially be a lot of opportunity there, but it depends what it is and who it's through. I don't see a world where we like go backwards in technology. I see it being more and more in our day-to-day lives. Like look back like when cell phones were introduced. Look back when email was introduced. Look back when internet was introduced, right? Like if you invested in that space at the beginning. So yeah, I think NFTs are like the beginning of like another step, but I couldn't tell you like what NFT is the next spot. I can tell you that I am looking forward to the MetaZoo NFT drop, and I'm hoping to get my hands on something like that. I'm not saying that that's something I'm planning to retire off of, and I'm not saying that you should take a loan out against your home to invest in, or you should take out a brand new credit card with 0% financing on it to get into NFTs. But I think it could be a fun spec for sure. I'm really excited about that. So to answer your question, cryptocurrency, NFTs, not a ton. I invest a large chunk of our money into just like standard retirement accounts like Roth IRAs, 401ks, thrift savings plans through work, that sort of deal. Real estate, we just bought another house. So that's probably the biggest, I would say. What's the best way to get rare Japanese cards getting a middleman search for you or eBay or Instagram collectors that may have some people that have those cards been going into a struggle? So it depends. I don't know where you're at in the process, Coat. It takes a lot of work and has a lot of grinding. I do not work with anyone on the Japanese side directly. I do know that people who get those relationships make a crap load of friends. Like, a crap load. So, I'll give you a specific example because I know someone who did that. He's relatively successful on Instagram. He's on it all day, every day, though. Yuck. I don't like that. If that's something that you don't mind doing, if you don't mind literally DMing people like all day, every day with your spare time. Let's say you've got a full-time job and you've got a few minutes here and there throughout the day. I would literally be pulling out my phone and DMing people on Instagram or reaching out via TikTok if that's a feature. I'm not on TikTok. I don't know how it works. I would I would think about it this way. If you really want to be successful in whatever it is that you're doing, I want to be a successful investor. I want to work with someone to be a middleman for me for Japanese cards or whatever the case. I would almost take on the mindset of, okay, gun to my head, someone's going to kill me tomorrow morning if I don't get a middleman. What would that look like for you? Okay, I clock out of work from the day. Guess what? I'm going to go home, I'm going to eat food, and instead of sitting down and watching 3 hours intermittently of the latest Netflix show or watching a movie, maybe I should sit down and grind and message a lot of people. Maybe I should do a phone call. Maybe I should YouTube something, how to do this. Like what you did, Coat, was the right thing by asking me. I'm not saying I'm all knowing. Like I know I'm not being very helpful right now, but hopefully I can give you helpful steps for you to take to do that. I'm not an expert in getting a Japanese middleman, but hopefully that you could implement some steps like that to be very successful. I've been blessed. I know very successful, very wealthy people in my life, and all of them have a trait like that. They've got the willing to do whatever it takes kind of mindset. One of the best guys that I ever worked out with, his name was Caleb. He was just a beast. He had the mindset of, I am going to go into the gym no matter what. So unless he had like the flu, even on days that he had a cold, he would be in the gym, working out, pumping iron, every single day, all of the time. He had a whatever it takes kind of attitude. And a lot of times it's not fun, it's not sexy, because people don't ask you, whenever you get jacked at the gym, they don't ask you, oh man, that's really impressive. Did you go and work out on days when it was really cold and sleeting out? No one asks you that. No one cares. But it matters to you. Do you want to wake up at 6 in the morning or 4 in the morning before work starts? And do you want to go and lift a bunch of really heavy weights whenever you just open your eyes and you didn't get enough sleep and you're tired and you don't feel that good and you're afraid you're going to be late for work or whatever the case? There's always a million reasons to not do something. You need to look for that one excuse to do that something. What are your thoughts on the new character rares coming out in Brilliant Stars? Just like everything else, it's a wait and see approach. I think it's a cool idea. I think they are awesome looking, right? I am excited, but I'm also biased, and I think a lot of things are really cool in the Pokemon space. From like an investment stonkage standpoint, we will definitely have to see. There is so much being printed of all of these new sets right now that it makes it unattractive to me from a cost standpoint. Does that make sense? I think that there are better opportunities in some older sets, even stuff from Sun and Moon, which isn't really even that old yet. I think that there are better buying opportunities from a lot of product like that than the brand spanking new products, just because everyone's like, I gotta get this new thing. So from a cool perspective, I give it an A+. From an investment perspective, probably like a D at first, because we've got zero information on it. And as an investor, right, you need to have some information, right? So we're going into that blind. We can use past performance to pseudo project into the future what we think it's going to do, but I couldn't tell you, right? Yeah, I mean, if you pull some cards yourself and you get it slabbed, do I think that they could be worth something later down the line? I think so. Do I think that there would be better investments? Yes. So that's how I'll answer that. Have you looked into Digimon? I'm going to answer that before I read the rest of your sentence. Not really, only sort of, and I found that some boxes lose value over time, and I didn't want to dig in enough to find out why or how, and then differentiate as to what could be a good investment or not. I've just got too many of other opportunities, in my opinion. So it's like what Michael Jordan said when he said he's a better shooter than I choose to be. Isn't that so cool and empowering, like to himself? He's a better shooter than I choose to be, because he focused his game on other aspects that he thought elevated him the most. I think I will do better in the Pokemon space if I hyper focus on that and kind of eliminate potentially other opportunities. Do I think that there are opportunities in Digimon? Absolutely yes. And if it's something you're passionate about, I think that you can make money in it, just like almost anything else in life. But I am not a Digimon expert. I didn't play it growing up. I know almost nothing about it. It gets a bad rap from the Pokemon community, but the art is sick and the game is super popular. I see a ton of potential. Yeah, Vaughn, and if you see that and if you think that, I would absolutely not be afraid to take advantage of what you know. Hopefully that helps. That's some inspirational stuff. I mean, I look for stuff all the way to get my cards, even if it takes time, but the finish is the goal of the set. Yeah. Yeah, cool. I wish you the best. I wish I had better information, like, hey, reach out to this guy. But it's a grind. I knew that. So it's going to take work. But the best things in life aren't free. Time-wise, money-wise, whatever. Evolving Skies is the way to go. Going to be investing in a lot of the booster boxes. I think Evolving Skies was an absolutely banger of a set. It's definitely one of, if not the best, Sword and Shield sets that it has come out thus far, in my opinion. Stockage-wise for the boxes, again, I don't think we're going to see, like, insane movement in the next short term. And when I say short term, I mean right now up until the next 1 to 3 years, I would say. Do I think we could see some movement during that time? Absolutely. Do I think that there are better opportunities literally right now? Yes. Again, I already mentioned that to you guys. I think we've got so much opportunity right now with the slab market and just so many other things. So many. Like, not even just the card market. Is your view on Hidden Fate still a good set to collect and invest? Yes, to both. I think if you're interested in the set, got all these PSA returns coming in right now. Could be some opportunity there. Maybe. It depends on the card and what you get it for. Hey, Kid Turi. Thanks for tuning in. Market is so down, so buy more. Yes! But what to buy is the question, isn't it? I am going to talk about this here at the very end with this percentage bit. I think it's so important, and I think people miss out on so much money because they literally just don't know better. And it's not because people are dumb or anything. It's because they literally just don't know. It's a different way of thinking. You have to literally program your brain to think a different way when you look at something like this. So again, when you are buying anything, whatever it is, the dollar price of whatever that is the most important factor, right? So if you buy a $3 card and that $3 card goes to $22, you're looking at a 633% increase on your money. Have I seen $3 cards go to $22? Yes. Now, but if you grade that same card, that $3 card, and it ends up being $15, right? And even if that $15 goes to $45, that's a 200% increase. You're still missing out on 3 times the potential if you just didn't grade the card to begin with. So keep that in mind. Tell me more about this PSA opportunity. Tell me some cards that could be a good buy right now. Man, there are literally so many cards right now. I would, honestly, this is what I would do. If you literally don't know, this is what I would do. Okay, what are my favorite sets? Or what are sets that I know? I would start there, and I would literally Google that set list. Right? I would look at that set list, and I would just go down that list and say, okay, I like this card. And then I would look at the pop count of that card. Is it a rare card by nature? Does it not make sense to you compared to where it's been before? Right? So that's what I would look at. So I don't want to give you specific cards because those could change drastically because we've got so much coming in right now. It could change literally next week. And what could be a good buy today might not be a good buy tomorrow, right? I think the principles are much more important than me just saying, hey, go buy this card because, number one, I could be wrong. And number two, it doesn't help you, right? The whole teach you how to fish, for a lifetime kind of deal. So you have to be careful with the percentage idea, as churn rate is equally or more important in many cases depending on your business model. Absolutely. So if you're not going to be able to sell those cards raw either, right? That's a great point. Jake brought up a great point. If you're not able to sell those cards raw as quickly, potentially, right? It could be detrimental compared to, right, if you were to slab it up. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, churn rate absolutely matters. So liquidity matters. So that's with anything. So that's why we're talking about sealed product, right, guys? So yeah, sealed product could be a great play. Are you going to be able to churn that as quick as you could something else? Depends, right? So answer that however you guys like. You like XY low pop cards or no? I like anything low pop, depending on the price point, right? To be more specific for you, though, I think it depends what in the XY era you're talking about. I think there is some buying opportunity from that, though. For sure. Captain Zach, General Zach here. I'm bullish on TCGs in general long term. We're going to see a dip over the next year, but going to be a good time to buy for long-term investors. I overall agree with that sentiment. Absolutely, Zach. That's a great name you got going on there, too. Yeah. Best when you can line up churn rate as well as percentage. Absolutely, Jake. Full arts. I like the cheap $10 to $20 slabs for that reason. I agree with you. Yeah, absolutely agree with me. So I'm right. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Totally kidding. I'm kidding. Thanks so much for your comments, guys. So I want to wrap this up here. Like I said, I need to get some water. I need to probably take some medicine stuff. But I'll wait here just for the last little bit if we've got any cool questions coming in at the end. So Dawn, I'm going to read your question out loud, and there's like 8 different ways that you could interpret this question and handle it, but I'm going to give you a couple of like what I would think, just since you asked. So I pulled a Rayquaza alt art a few months ago, sent it to PSA, and it got a 10. They're down to selling for roughly $650 now from $1,200 previously. Do you think long term should I hold that card now? Long term, I should hold that card now. So again, there are several things that you can do with that. So you said you pulled it yourself, so you're out like what? Just the cost of grading for the card. So it's $650. So you are definitely in the green right now. What you would need to ask yourself is, let's say that it can, I haven't looked up the price of that card, so I'll just take your word for it that you could realistically sell it for $650, maybe $600 if you want to get it out a little quicker. What you have to ask yourself is the potential for that $600-ish. Do I see that hitting, I don't know, $1,200 in the next X time frame that I realistically think will happen? Since you said long term, I'm assuming that you're willing to wait like 5+ years on that card. Do I think we'll see growth on that card during that time? Again, it depends on the interest. Demand is going to have to stay the same where it's at now, and then supply kind of diminish, like the market scoops up those cards where they're at currently, and or the demand is going to have to increase over time for those cards, right? Another thing to keep in mind though would be, would I rather have that $600, right? Would I rather have that $600 right now, even though I could have sold it more before? By the way, you can always sell something for more. There's always a better time to sell. You're never going to be able to do that, right? But would you rather have that $600 now and plunk it into literally anything else? So personally, this is just me, I'd rather sell the card now, even knowing the opportunity that you're sitting on. Percentage increase wise, I think you could do better, flat out. It depends how much you know the market, though. So I'm not telling you to sell now. I'm not telling you to keep it now. That's definitely a Dawn decision. It depends. Do you like the card? Does it, bring you utility sitting on your desk, like your work desk? Like, do you really like talking about it? Is Rayquaza your favorite Pokemon? So again, there's like 1,500 ways that you could go about it. You're not going to lose either way, man. Congrats on pulling that amazing card. That's a super cool card. Personally, I would sell it. Me, Zach, I would sell it and put it into something else, because I, in my cocky self, feel like I could potentially do better a little bit percentage increase wise on something else, but totally depends. So yeah, you've got a lot of options, but they're only good options, so congrats. What's your personal favorite modern set? Um, so for Japanese, Shiny Star V, and then just because I really like it, I'm not even talking about Stonkage, even though that could be a good play later on, right? And then, all right, we'll go for like 15 more minutes, guys, like 12 more minutes. How's that? And then for English, my favorite set, modern set. I didn't like Evolving Skies as much as I thought I would. I can't really articulate why to you. Maybe it's because I had bad pulls. I really liked, man, I kind of like about, okay, Chilling Reign. I think I've got to say Chilling Reign, because my mind just keeps going there. So for whatever reason, Chilling Reign, I really like Chilling Reign. And I think it's literally as simple as the artwork. I don't think it has anything to do with like just the characters that are in it or anything. I just thought that the artwork was really cool. Any speculation on when PSA will get their prices down to 30, 40 a card again? Ugh, no, I wish. So internally, they're talking about um, they're talking about those card prices coming down, like, or grading prices coming down soon, but I don't know when. I wish I knew when, right? Everyone wishes. I think it'll be done sooner than later, and when I say sooner than later, we might see like around $50. I could see that like maybe quarter one. Definitely by quarter two, I think we'll see some lower prices. I don't mean to be vague, but I have no idea. I don't work for PSA. But it's a fun question. I get it. Finally going back to semi-normal prices. I love it. Yeah, me too, man. Tons of opportunity. I just started from the start, so I'm sure you're not even talking about this anymore. But in my opinion, PSA slabs is a bad investment. PSA is going to lower the prices with lower demand. There is higher numbers of graded cards than ever before. Rudy is not a fan of Pokemon singles for that reason. There are a lot of ways that you can look at it. I don't think that is necessarily a bad take to have. No one knows, for one, but number two, I think that there is a lot of potential. You just have to know where to look. No offense to Rudy at all. Man is a genius. He's a multimillionaire. I don't have to tell you all the pros about Rudy. He's awesome. However, Rudy doesn't really know that much about Pokemon, like at all, actually. So I think he's a great mind, but I think there's a lot better information out there on Pokemon aside from Rudy's channel. Again, not bashing Rudy. Again, he's brilliant. But I do disagree with him from time to time. Not a lot. In singles, I definitely disagree with him on more often than not. So, for whatever that's worth for you guys. So, from a nobody like me. I like the 80-20 rule for investing in Pokemon cards. 80% of my money goes into sealed product and the other 20% goes into raw graded cards. Seems safer to me. Hey, man. At the end of the day, so this is what I told clients too when I was helping them with their retirement. You have to do what you're comfortable with. If you're not going to be able to sleep at night, like, I'm not exaggerating. My wife could not sleep at night if we like had all of our money in Bitcoin, for example. She literally wouldn't be able to sleep at night. So you have to do, like, I'm not exaggerating, you have to do what enables you to sleep at night. And I think you should get utility from it, whatever that utility is. If you get some sort of benefit from it, whether that's a fiscal benefit, whether that's a feels good benefit from it, I think you need to do what is best for you, Zach. So 80-20 rule, I give it a thumbs up. Could that be debatable as far as a fiscal benefit goes? Sure, that could be debated to the end of the time. And that's kind of what this channel is about, just to kind of throw out different angles, right? I'm just giving you one example, like how my brain thinks. I'm not saying that it's right, but that's why I wanted to start a channel, because I know I'm not all-knowing. I don't get things right. I get a lot of things wrong, a lot of things. But I wanted to throw, I thought I had an opinion that I could share in some things in the market that aren't talked about all of the time. So yeah. I'd love to see your collection. Honestly, most of it's in storage. It's really boring. It's a lot of sealed product and a lot of old slab. Well, maybe the old slabs would be cool to see. That might be a future video. Would you rather invest in vintage WotC or E-Series PSA 10s or rare promo PSA 10s like Worlds cards? So that's a very specific question, Lear. It depends. It depends. And I don't mean that to just be vague and not be helpful, because I want to be more helpful than answering your question up front, because if I answer your question directly, you could take it at face value and miss the point that I am trying to make internally. Like, I have no good way, I'm not smart enough to articulate like what I'm trying to think of right now, other than saying I would much rather you guys understand principles and what I think are good fundamentals to have and questions to ask yourself on an investment decision, than tell you, hey guys, you should go buy this WotC rare non-hollow because I said so. I don't think you get almost any value out of that. Will that card go up over time? Like, maybe, right? I mean, we have seen that historically. But that doesn't help you, right? That doesn't help you. I don't live stream all the time. I don't make videos all the time. You're not going to be able to ask me, Zach, all the time. And I'm willing to bet most of you in the chat are smarter than me anyway. So, again, I'm not trying to punt that question for you, man. I would love to just answer it outright for you. But it totally depends. It depends how rare are those rare promos you're talking about. And, again, I talk about this all the time, but it literally can't be talked about enough. What are you buying it for? Like, it could be the best card. It could be the rarest card. If you get it for a meh price, it doesn't even matter, right? So you have to get all of that right. And so I can't answer that for you. I hope that helps, though. I really do. With all due respect, Rudy doesn't know the ins and outs of singles. It's true, yeah. That's what I was just talking about, Jake. Yep. It's good to know we're on the same page. Rudy throws poop and it sticks. That's so true. But when you got millions and millions to play with, you can afford that luxury. So, if I were in Rudy's position, like knowing what he knew, I would do the exact same thing. I wouldn't play in the singles market. Like, time-wise, like, time is the most valuable asset, right? And Rudy's got the same 24 hours a day that we do. So, yeah, I mean, he's busy running 40 bajillion other things. So, I probably would do the same thing he does, to be honest. And what he does works. It works, right? Like, say what you want about the guy, but it works. I like 95 graded 5 sealed. Oh, investment-wise? Yeah, that can absolutely work too, Pokemon. Again, it depends. What's your risk tolerance? What are your buy-in prices? When are you looking to sell? What value do you get out of it? Whether you want it to be in your basement or whether you want it to be on your shelf, right? As cool as it is to have a case of Chilling Reign, it's not sexy to look at on the shelf, right? I'm trying to read through your guys' questions here. This is it. We've got 4 minutes left. So by the time you read this, you probably got like 3 minutes left. Bro, I never got the Ultra Premium Collection. Honestly, pretty upset. I can't get myself to drop 300 for one. I would not. But I know years down the road there'll be 1K or more just based off what's inside. So here's the thing, Zach. I want to give that very specific example. I'm not telling you guys. Okay, I said I would not. Me personally, I'm not buying $300 ultra premium collection boxes because I don't know if they will be climbing over the next year. They could. They could climb over the next year. I don't know about like the next year though. And that's why it's important because when you're talking about churning all the time, this is a really important concept. So let's just use that loose example here. And I'm not just picking on Zach here. And it's not just because of the name. So if you buy an ultra premium collection box for $300 and it goes to $1,000 in, I don't know, 6 years, let's say, which I think that could be hard to do. Let's say it happens though. Let's say it happens. That's a 233% increase on your money. Okay, very cool. That's awesome. You could also buy a $20 slab, and if that slab goes up to $65, you're looking at a 225% increase. And you're not putting near the amount of capital into it as well. If you've got an extra $300 to play, so these are questions that you're going to have to ask yourself, and then you're going to have to ask yourself about liquidity too. Would I rather have, I don't know, 10 singles around $20 a pop, or would I rather have an ultra premium collection box? And again, it depends what your buying price is. I can get slabs super undervalued right now. I can't get an ultra premium collection box super undervalued right now. That's what I would look at. So I missed out on the ultra premium collection boxes as well. Zach, I didn't get them, but I wasn't fighting hand over fist to get them either. And I'm certainly not buying them above MSRP. This is it. Probably last question. Zach, do you think people focus too much on booster boxes and ETBs for sealed product investment and are overlooking things like collection boxes, pre-release kits, etc.? Yes and no. I think that there are certainly some very good opportunities there, but it's really hard to ascertain future value when you've got no data to work off of. And as an investor, that sucks. That's actually literally moronic to make an investment based off of zero information. So for example, we talked about this at the beginning of the stream, so I think this could be a good one to end on here. But if you look at, let's say, the new Build and Battle Stadium boxes, I think those can be good investments, maybe, but we've got this much data on them right now, right? We've got nothing. So I don't know. I don't know what those are going to look like later. Would I rather put my money in something that I think is safer and that I think will perform? Let's be real. What are the chances that ETBs rise, that Build and Battle boxes rise, and the Build and Battle Stadium boxes decline? I think that has a relatively low. I don't see that happening, is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I'm all medicined up. So, does that make sense? I don't like investing in things that I've got no data on. I don't like doing that. I don't care how cool it is, how unique it is. I've got zero data on it. I've got zero. I don't know how the market likes it. I know I like it, and my small friends group likes it, and my small YouTube channel likes it. Like, oh man, everyone tells me it's great and it's amazing. It's gonna be the next bit. That's cool, but like we're like a fraction of a percent like in the Pokemon community. So like I don't like making investments off of that, and I don't know anyone who I know a lot of wealthy people. I don't know anyone who makes investments based on that. Does that make sense? Yes, I think that there's potential there, but do I think that there's potential in other places that, in my opinion, are much, much safer? Yes. Man, I didn't come here for safe answers. I want hot takes. Hot takes. All right, I'll give a hot take and then I'm gonna end it. I appreciate that, Mason. Hot take. Let's see here. I I don't think I have any hot takes. I'm really trying to think of something right now. I think there's just so many good opportunities right now. Hot takes. I don't. Okay. I want to be fun here. This is speculation, This is not investment advice. I've got zero data on this. I'm making this up right now. I think evolutions won't crash as hard as people are saying it will. I'm not saying that it's a good investment right now. I am not saying that. I don't think it's going to crash as hard as people are saying it will, but I could be totally wrong. There's my hot take. I don't know. So, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm starting to lose my voice now, even. Thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate it. This was a lot of fun. We've got to do this more often, but you guys have a great rest of your evening. I appreciate your time, gang. Hopefully, you learned something today. I don't know. And until next time.